It meant quite a bit because it was I guess you could even say a shrine, a community gathering place. At the time, it was everything to go to Anderson, a dream, something that you wanted to succeed. You know, everybody graduated or went to Anderson, and that was just a dream of mine and a goal to reach. And when I did, it saddened me quite a bit that when it was supposed to close. But at the same time, I was excited that, I made it. I was in the band. I didn't play sports. Funny thing you asked that because I was going to go to Austin High where I was going to be on the football team. But at Anderson, it was so many good athletes. I may have been on the team, but I wasn't a star. And I had a better opportunity, but I heard the band one day. I was at my aunt's house, and I was a drummer. And after I heard them, went to see the rehearsal practice in the summer, it was over. I had to go. The football games, the band, pep rallies, just marching with the black and gold. They used to call us Little Gremlin because even in parades, it was funny when we came down Congress Avenue, the whole crowd would move along with them. It was kind of embarrassing too, but we had a lot of pride, and everything we did. My class was a little different, aggressive. We changed things, and such as graduating roles, new band uniforms. Change was just coming about in '71, and at the same time it was the end. But at the time we didn't know it. But I loved the school. I really, really did. Teachers, you went to church with them. You knew them. They were a part of your life. You knew the children. You grew up. They were your neighbors, and they also understood that you were working. Maybe you had to work all night. They helped you. They were concerned, and everybody graduated. If you didn't graduate, it was just because you didn't want to. We all graduated, and those went on to school, did well, because you had a good, solid foundation, and kids don't get that hands-on help and caring now. I always tell my kids, you really missed an experience of not attending an all-black school. And we had other teachers of other nationalities, but the core thing of that community, uh, children miss that nowadays. You know, you can always tell a yellow jacket because it's a bond. No matter what year they went, it's a bond and something that just brings you together. Or if it's a conversation, uh, yellow jackets just stick together. Even if you don't know them, but if you told me you were a yellow jacket, what class? Well, there's an immediate bond. And we don't have that anymore. That was taken away now. You know, it's either your church fraternity or some other organization. But that was a common ground for a lot of kids that grew up. And you would know it because if you got on black and gold, we're even partial to the colors, you know. So it's a personal thing. And I think throughout, if you talk to anybody else that asks that same question, you're going to probably get one of those comments that I made. At the time, I always look forward to coming back to the campus, you know, as either a college student or working or whatever. Because one thing, we had great lunches. The cafeteria staff was second to none, and I'm sure they were concerned about health and everything, but we had some honest side meals, and I'd always look for like other past graduates come back, have lunch with your teachers, students, whatever. And I was looking forward to that. One day coming and parking and coming in, being a booster with the athletic club. And so it was a social club at the time called the Esquire Club. Those things were things that, as young men, we look forward to being a part of, that also dissolved along with the school. So, and I remember they had these gold blazers that they would had a patch on it, Anderson Booster Club. And so those were things that you wanted to grow up to be a part of, keep the legacy going. And when the school died, a lot of organizations and clubs also died too. And that was just some things that I look forward to. I think the effect that it had was, it had um, a, not a social being, what's the word I want to say? It carried a unity, a basis that people came together and then went forward with social issues, city issues. It was a gathering place, and then things that would affect the community. Everybody felt the same. That was very, and then it was a different time too, because 60s and 70s we were going through integration, separation. So we felt we had our own, so it wasn't like we beating down the door to go somewhere else, but the equality of just having the same books and facilities and everything. We when it was there, we had a measuring point, and now the the measuring point is gone. You have to get along to go along. Okay, I got to get mine, you get yours, type attitude that we now have, because we spread it out all over the city and the suburbs and everything. So that community togetherness is not as strong as it used to be. Like my grandkids don't know anything. It's me, mine, I. You get mine, I get yours. And, that's it. Whereas we were concerned about each other, and we really. And then the the atmosphere was, say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud, and we knew something about that, experienced it. Whereas now today, that's gone, and it would be nice to have something uh, where we all could relate to, come back to, like where we are right now. I remember when it was just a little small place, and it's expanded but it took years to get where it is right now. So it had its place in the community. Yeah. That everybody is different. We come from different families, different income levels, different problems. And you have to be able to adjust. You can't, because Johnny over here can get it real fast. Maybe Joe can't, but see Joe for what he is, because we all have gifts and talents, and we have to use it for the betterment of the community. And teachers miss that now, because there again, their hands are tied too. You can't say anything, you can't do. Everybody's scared of being sued now. I remember Mr. Gaines, the principal, and Mr. Pickford just walked the hall with a board. You got caught in the hall after the tardy bell, bam, he might hit you. Girls or boys. Nobody, got sued. That was just a way of life. But even the guys that were supposed to be bad, respect authority. You know, if you shot dice, you shot it across the street. You know, you know, if you smoke, you did it away from the campus because you knew if you got caught, there were consequences. So even you had more respect for authority. And now kids do everything in school. They don't have respect for authority. And at the same time, like I said, if you didn't learn and graduate, it's because you just refused to. Every avenue of success was there for you to take. I remember descriptive education, and those that had jobs could succeeded just right out of high school into whatever area you went. Before I left, graduated, that was, I forget, it wasn't descriptive education, but I worked in a restaurant at the Villa Capri Hotel for years. And it just fitted in with this class that I took. So, and I was considered for a scholarship, I think it was Del Mar University for culinary. But I had already been working, so it just fell right in. But those were the things that were available. And I even got credits for going to work, and I was working anyway. So, you know, everything just worked out. Nowadays, the teachers just don't push. They have no incentive. You know, they're trying to protect their jobs, and they're underpaid and no discipline, so they can't, you know, time out. You know, as I tell my grandkids, that's a luxury, time out. You know, they didn't spare the rod. Now, I'm not saying there wasn't any abuse. I just don't know of any. You know, you got a spanking, you went back to class, you heard a little bit, but you didn't do it again. And, you know, that's out the system now. And rightfully so, somewhat, because people take advantage of something like that. But it worked then. And it probably would even work now if it was control. I don't know what the system does now for discipline. But discipline was there, respect was there. Even though we got in trouble, we had fun. You know, it wasn't bringing guns to school or nothing like that. Just fun. And it was a good thing.